Hang on. Was muted the whole time, wasn't I? Anyways, we should be live here. Cool. Let's update this. So let's talk about what we're doing here, and a little bit about what I've been up to and where I've been, and what we're doing in the next few days. So I've had some client stuff to work on, but I've also just had a whole bunch of kind of boring refactoring work to do, and it just wouldn't have been particularly fun or interesting or whatever to stream. So haven't been streaming for the last bit, but a couple other things going on. But I figured I'd give a little bit of an update on where we're at today and do a little bit of the work live since we have something sort of fun. First of all, oops. All right, something is wrong. Oh, because Nethack CU is in source. Okay, so subtract 1,800 lines from this, and we're at about 12k lines. 12.1, 12.2k lines. So that's like minus 3,000 lines from the source. Obviously, I have Nethack stuff to deal with. This is not going to live here either way. So Puffer Core. That Puffer Core is under 6k lines. Protein's under 2k. Pretty nice. And then there are a few things I have to clean up still. And what's going on here is Finn has some really nice Nethack results. I'm not going to share all the graphs and stuff. I'm going to let him be able to do his work on blogs and stuff. I'm going to let him do his work on blogs because this is all from him. But I think I want to play around with this code a little bit and see if I can find any like easy fixes. So first of all, let me just get rid of this experiment. This didn't work. Yeah, we can launch this. Except also, hang on, he told me that I have to rebuild fast Nethack. There we are. Apparently this has a crash fix in it. Okay, so we'll let this run. This is async mode. We'll see how this goes. I believe this is about a 20-minute run. And we're going to look at some stuff in the meantime. 512 by 3. Quite a lot of rewards. Quite a lot of rewards. Very short horizon. Not really expected for Nethack. But we will leave that be for now. Let's see what he was sweeping. Just rewards. Those are a lot of rewards to sweep jointly with the config is the only thing that I would notice. So, I mean, this is getting into the realm of like too tough for protein potentially. Oops. This is going to be a lot, huh? Well, mhm. Patch max. First of all, this is going to be non-deterministic. Second of all, looks like this is a port of the existing architecture. No wonder Finn's having trouble with this. Like, this is basically not even human editable. This is all LLM code. We'll do. We have a couple different layers to look at here. A couple different layers. I'm going to want to look at. Was my mic working? I think it is, right? Let me just check Twitch. Hang on. Should be good. Right? Yep. Okay. Table. This possibly not as bad. Okay, actually here. Hmm. I messed with his demo a little bit to make it semi-controllable, but I haven't messed with anything else much yet. Hello, Liberty. Jeez. Okay. What is NetHack? NetHack is Grand Challenge for AI. Very awesome env. I've wanted to do something with this for years. I put Finn on the project and he's gotten some very nice results. So he's kind of gotten to himself to a spot where it's kind of tough to make progress. So I'm seeing if I can make any if I can sort of unblock him a little bit. First of all, I don't like the ordering of this. And it's preference, I want to put this here. I don't know what it is with like codecs and like trying to skip all these language models and trying to skip like like why wouldn't you just do this, right? Come on. think we're chill with everything else. This is actually fairly simple. Now, I actually don't think I want this here at all. I think I want, if anything, hmm, I definitely want this. What do we think about this? Anything else that we need? I need the causes of death, don't I? I think I should do this. Yeah. We do need max depth as well. Like this here. I think that's fine. Important to have your logs in a way that it's easy to review them. Trying to give this the attention it deserves. It's funny, as soon as I hop on stream with a new project like this, I can focus way better. Okay, this is, yeah, we can delete all this shit. Oh, no, wait, we can't. Okay, because it's compiled separate, I think. Hmm. I still don't think we should need that. We'll figure it out. Okay, so his action space is very odd for sure. I'm very intentionally resisting the urge to like immediately start fucking with this with Grok or whatever. Because even though a good chunk of this I know is like vibe codey crap, I also know Finn has put a lot of manual effort into this, so I want to, at least to the extent that is possible with the current code quality, figure out what's going on. This is okay. This is gonna be joined with the architecture. Killer. Okay. Finally, yeah, crit. I've kind of just been refactoring some stuff. I've had some client work as well. I have some nice progress to share. We're down to just over 12K lines in the core of Puffer now. It's good progress. We also have async training, which is very fast. We have the first sub 1 second breakout solve ever. Made some good progress. Okay. Fancy, man. This seems like, is this just async? If async hurts a lot, we'll just consider it experimental and do this. Finn, how's it going, man? I'm looking through all the code. It's still quite a lot of code. A lot of it is kind of golfed as well. Like, tons and tons of stuff is just one-lined that shouldn't be. So it's actually probably almost twice this length ungolfed. I was looking through. It's not reward hacking exits anymore. What? No. All right, Finn. I definitely need to understand what net this is. Is this like a straight port of the competition baseline to CUDA C? Like, there's like an 1800 line CUDA file. Like here. We have an 1800 line CUDA file here with the model. This is fine. This is probably at least 1,000 lines ungolfed. The macros looked fine. I vaguely have some idea of what this is. And then I messed with the bindings. CUDA files vibe coded from scratch. Okay, but what is it of? Like, what is the network? Like, do you have grad checks and stuff? It's also not deterministic, I'm pretty sure. So we have bigger problems to deal with than that. Grad checks. Easy thing to do is to go implement the network in Torch and then get it to, like, you can port and check versus that. Though sometimes Torch numerics are screwy. There's just a lot of stuff in there, man. Like, do you have something that tells me where, like, what the architecture is? I've gotten like high 4,000 so far score out of it on 5C. Oh, so you've already done this. Did you PR that test? I don't have. Oh, you know what? You probably did, and I probably didn't pull it. Hang on, because I'm on 5C. Oops, this is the Nethack wiki. Okay. Hmm. But like, what? Where does this architecture come from, Finn? Patch encoder. Bit by bit with ablations. Patch encoder. Prop. Inventory. From hashes of message. Okay. Entity encoding of inventory seems hard. One D CNN would be a Isn't that the same thing? Well, almost. It's tough to ablate when you have this much noise run to run. Let's see if we can get some perf first of all. Are are the only is the only action with a ton of wait, there are several actions that take many turns, right? That are baked in. What about I see it doing movement macros though. So I did, hang on. Okay, so I modified this a little bit so that I can control when it steps. Look at that. That was one step. Steps 3. And it just went. Actually, how does it even do that? Yeah, exactly, huh? Right? This is Pinsky. What? Dwarf Fortress definitely not as good of a benchmark for AI. Too much of just a sandbox. Yeah, so Finn, this exact thing, I see it move this way all the time. I thought that you did this intentionally. Run is in the actions. Why not? Because Dwarf Fortress doesn't really have concrete goals. Like, you could come up with some, I guess. But Nethack is nice in that it does have, like, a big overarching goal with lots of things you can work towards. Yes, it's fine. I guess this one's probably not as slow, at least. It has an interesting biasing effect with credit assignment. That one I think is not as bad, though. Search macro. Search macro I don't like. Because look at this. So 500 searches times 20 actions, that's 2,000 things. So that right there, that's half of your compute on the end. Half of this number is searches. Where's search in here? Where's the 20 on this? Implementation. The one below? Oh. Is there a thing about, like, sending individual keys being is there, like, a weird thing with sending keys one at a time? I'm gonna do like this right now. Blade this in the next run. I bet you it's faster. So we get down to 170, was it 150 to 170 KSPS? I bet you this gets us a lot of our compute back. Explain briefly what I'm doing. I am reviewing and trying stuff on top of Finn's NetHack binding that lets us run Puffer's ultra high performance reinforcement learning on NetHack. And I'm seeing if we can speed stuff up. I'm seeing if I find any obvious oversights, and I'm generally seeing if I can like create some new ways that Finn can make more progress on this end. I will say, Finn, that the new async stuff that we have is very interesting for this, though not fully tested. Reason for running only 512Ms on NetHack. At least currently, it's very slow. So typically, when the env is slow, you end up leaning in the direction of fewer envs and fewer samples per batch so that you get more out of each chunk of on-policy data. And Sweep will typically find that for you automatically as well. I don't know if you included the number of envs in the Sweep bin. As you can see, at least with this version, we're hard bottlenecked, though, by the env. Cache? Wait, what do you mean cache? Where's the send key thing? No, off policy is kind of just garbage. From what I've seen. It's just really fucking bad. I think in general, was a mistake. Now you can have very slightly off policy stuff for high throughput. But the motive is pretty different there. Learn and adapt fast like humans. Humans are not tabula rasa. You don't need you don't need to make AI work like humans. In fact, in many ways, humans are really fucking stupid. And one of the cool things with RL is you can be superhuman in many ways. Like, the amount of data that you can process with these networks is just a bit, like, it's just absurd. Um, we go through more data than any of the AI labs do. just with our little tiny one machine experiments. Well, this is a decent run here, Finn. At least this is still with the search 20 on. This is like 4 to 5K, and this looks decent. What would happen? It would just completely fail. Wait, what do you mean? Like, hello, LLM, please just like fix the field of reinforcement learning. Why? It's not because there's no training on it. Like, they're just, they're not good. I don't know what to tell you. Like, why aren't LLMs doing every job in the world currently? They can't even write half decent code. Like, we use LLMs as tools for various bits of what we do. Like, there's nowhere near being able to do all this, though. You train it enough? I mean, that's kind of the bet that the labs are making, but there's... I mean, that's just like a Hail Mary whatever. They're still very much making the same stupid mistakes they were making 3 years ago. That's also like a... there's just no thought put into that whatsoever. Bounces around a little bit here, Finn, because it gets to 5K, but then it doesn't go up to floor 6 or anything. In the reward function. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so I would say in general that fine-tuning the reward function is like the least valuable thing you can do. What we typically do is when we have something that we do need multiple reward components, we just make those parameters and then we throw the weightings of those rewards into a hyperparameter sweep. And then the sweep figures out the reward coefficients. If you do spend manual effort on a problem, it's much better to be thinking about the observation representations, the action space, and then very often any form of curriculum if needed. I mean, Rakan, obviously, like, and I'm going to tell you the type of RL stuff I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it, because I think it's important. Yeah, error. The code bases are really crap. And it's kind of funny that you see like, oh, it solved this mathematical conjecture and that mathematical conjecture, and then it just still writes the most ass code you've ever seen. One of the reasons I haven't been streaming the last few days is because I've been spending so much time just having to refactor all the code. Like, look at this. So ignore this NetHack code, and we're down to about 12.1k lines, 12.2k lines. Like, this is minus 3K lines with the same, in fact, I've actually added a few features. Just minus 3K lines of pure bloat. Okay, 4.8K on Nethack, right? And we want to get this dev loop down. 20 minutes is way too long to be waiting for our experiments. Evidently, I broke something. The hell happened? Eh? Oh, this is gonna be some name collision crap. Hang on. Nethack level smaller. You wouldn't want to. Yeah, but you really wouldn't, like, you really just want the full game, but fast. 5 mil total. Wait, 5 mil time steps? That seems very weird. Hey, Glitzy. Welcome. We're doing some Nethack. We have Finn here as well, who has done all of this stuff. Right. I figured it was gonna be like a stupid spoofed character. There's another reason I don't. Just stupid them being dumb. Let's do this one. This. It didn't recompile. But I don't think it recompiled, did it? Oh, wait, because we don't have the binding file. I see. $200K? Yeah. Well, I don't know, Finn. Has anybody bothered profiling yet? Convert, that would have to be fast. If you're doing 5 mil steps. Like, the reason that we like robocode right now is we can train on one node, we can do robocode at 100 mil SPS. And that's before everything else. 100K, 50K. Man, everybody is always getting me like these 100, 200K SPS runs. Like, that's so 2 versions of Puffer ago. $2x base? What do you mean 2x base? Just like double the net size? Most of them. Most of them crit. I'll make another commit today. There we are. Double SPS. This, oh, okay. You have. Oh, that's awesome. Heh. Good job, Finn. It's a very good sign when I go to suggest a bunch of things and you've already done them. Some of the code style stuff could use some work. Even if it's automated. I actually, you can, like, even though the models write shitty code by default, you can get them to write something like decently passable, or at least to refactor something decently passable pretty easily. Like, the stuff I was doing refactoring the code, it was just like literally inline every method that only has one caller, like stop golfing curly braces, stop adding additional scope with, curly braces to avoid namespace collisions, stop doing macro conditionals, remove all shitty defensive checks. Anytime there's an error check, examine the caller, see if the error can actually happen. If not, don't add the check. If it can, see if it can be restructured so as to make that error not even a consideration. Like, a lot of pretty simple things for writing better code. I spend so much time on it because somehow, even though I think it's simple, like, it's just the language models don't do it by default. It takes quite a bit of fiddling, even get them to reasonably refactor, and there's just a lot of code that I have to go through and do that with. Warning, what was this? NetHack asked for something. But look at this. You see this? 400k, man. This is 400k at decent score as well. So I know it goes down over time, like once you start using other actions, but this looks good. Looks good. Pretty much cut the env time in half. Envar, gotcha. Oh. So, I mean, if you were having trouble with your dev loop, this should cut it down to 10 minutes, right? And we'll see what else I can find you here, obviously. Because now the model is going to be a little slow. Model shouldn't be taking up any reasonable amount of time at 400k SPS with only 4 mil params. Oh, look, max depth 7. Do you see this? This is way better already. I just took the same thing that you did, man. I just took the, I disabled the search 20. Now we're at depth 7. We're reaching the mines, we're reaching the deep mines, and we're even getting to Sokoban. Look at that. That looks like an improvement to me. So the problem, right, Finn, is that because it sees, this is actually a teachable thing. So because it can press that key one time and wait for 20 steps, it's treating that as a single action, meaning that if it wants to avoid getting penalized for gamma discount, it's kind of incentivized to just like spam that key so that monsters come to it very quickly and it can farm, rather than it having to explore. Sure, if you want to grab me new hypers, I'll try them out. I do wonder about the multi-step actions, like even running might be worse. Might be better, might be worse, to be determined. Look at that, though. Yeah, I would ignore score. Like, the score is very shit. This is not a good indicator. Yeah, the problem, Kinvert, is if you're just, like, full LLMing the project. Like, that's the way that you actually make sure that the thing is correct. It's the issue with those things. It's you pretty much can only port existing stuff. Look at this. So we're dying in combat all the time now. We've also shaved almost half of the time off of this. I'm gonna play around with async, but I'm gonna do async on my own time without no, I'm gonna use this as like a test to see if async can be made stable. This is without the async improvements. Async will make training much faster. Because async basically will run the GPU for the 42% of the time you're spending on the env. This is so unbelievably awesome, though. I've been excited for async. If you want to read about it, it's actually quite accessible. It's just, it's exactly Costa's Cleanba architecture. It's exactly one epoch of off-policyness in exchange for the ability to run training at the same time as you're running the env. There is definitely a noticeable degradation from async in many cases, though, which is why it's still a prototype. Yeah, Finn, I don't care if, like, what the score says. This is a much better run than before. Like, this is markedly better. In fact, I would argue that having low depth with a very high score is actually a bad sign, if anything. That just shows you that you're sitting there punching stuff. I mean, I could even consider negative combat reward. There are definitely some additional metrics I would want to see. Like if we solve a level of Sokoban, we need to have some indicator on, without adding a million of these little metrics, we need to have some sort of like achievement fraction or something. Like I want to know if it ever gets the Lightstone. Getting the Lightstone, in my mind, that would be like the Luckstone would be a massive achievement. Solving Sokoban would be a massive achievement. I don't expect you to be able to solve Sokoban. It might learn to break all the boulders, to be fair. That wouldn't be terrible if it just learned to break all the boulders. Yeah, find me your depth 9 config. And then the big question, right, is if it's if it's gonna go for Mine Town every time or if it's gonna be able to come back and do the full dungeon. Yeah, this is so much better though. Yes, of course, Finn. And I think that you can write that in your, you can write that in blog or whatever you want to do. But once you've shown, okay, we crushed the existing thing, then I think you're allowed to make the point that the existing thing was dumb and this is what you should be optimizing, right? Like you want to optimize progress through the game. Note that you are actually when playing the game, you are allowed to skip the Luckstone and you are allowed to skip Sokoban. But if it is simpler, we could just give it a big negative penalty for like, messing around in Minetown or messing around in Sokoban. If it's hard to learn backtracking and just have it go straight down. The I think that the speedrun record, I think they mess around in Minetown, but they don't do Sokoban. They don't do Luckstone. I think they basically just go get a pickaxe somewhere in Minetown. They get a few things that they need, and then they just dig straight down. And there are definitely some more stats I want on here. I want to see wishes. Um, if it gets a wish, we should absolutely just hard code what it should wish for. Like seriously, I don't know what the best wish is on a monk, but like blessed, greased, gray dragon scale male +2. If it were a Valk, I mean that basically immediately lets you play the game. Before you get that, it's just like, can I actually fight things? But as soon as you get that, you can just play the game. Do you have a config for me? Yeah, let's see it. NERPS is annoying. I did my time on that. It's gonna be tough, but I think we gotta be able to at least be pushing that hack to a mil SPS. I think the model size is fine. realistically, I don't expect that we need to try to push the model any smaller. I think the encoder we need to make more efficient and stuff. DM to config. Thank you. It doesn't look like you've played with this very much. Gold coefficient is 1. Wait, 1? That mean you get a reward per... That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. 5, 12, 3. I like that long horizon. Longer horizon looks cool. I'm going to take the liberty of deleting these 2 coefficients. Those are basically never good. Yeah, it's funny that this doesn't, whatever. Oh, this is a chungus. This is, yeah, it takes a while. Not that bad. What's Monk starting AC? So big replay ratio is actually much better with async, but you have to stabilize it. For AC start, gotcha. Good starting AC then. Do we have flags to just try other characters, by the way, or no? I just like flip it to Valk, see if it works. Yeah, I kind of just got bored one day and just tried it, Finn, and it mostly works. It definitely makes stuff faster, but there is a stability thing to deal with. The character choice is in Netlib. Gotcha. We'll mess with that next. I really haven't played a monk to know. Here. Okay. Hmm. Dwarven makes the mines really easy. Didn't go well with the same hypers. Hmm. Do you have race settings? Dwarven makes a big difference. You basically get a very free mines. You're definitely a lot more dependent though on like looking for armor. Like you need to go out of your way to like look for buck test armor, do a bunch of stuff that probably the agent doesn't know how to do. Fully configurable. Alright, we'll see how this goes. This is doing decently well so far though. 6.5 depth. Hasn't really gotten deep mines. Hmm. So they get penalized for eating. Where do they get their AC from primarily? Well, obviously it's deterministic per seed. What do you mean? Helms, boots from mines, yeah. What do you even wish for on a monk, though? AC scales with XP. Does it scale well? Oh, this config works, man. Something is screwy though, because oh, that's funny. Look at this. It's avoiding Minetown. That's why it's going deeper. You see this? So it's on depth 8.6 or whatever, but it's doing that like just by avoiding the mines branch. Do people review papers with LMs too? Yes, and some conferences have wisely decided to ban such people, but unfortunately they still do. I mean, I can see from this, right, that basically it hasn't gotten any AC bonus the whole run. So, like, yeah, ouch, right? Wait, how is death adjacent monsters greater than one? Oh, how many monsters are adjacent when you die? Okay. Yeah, so it's dying in combat. Because it has no fucking AC. It's just yeeting all the way down without getting any AC because it's a monk. So I don't know if it wouldn't put armor on if it could. Hmm. Hmm. Old Koef is one. Yeah, that seems weird. Why the value is so unusual? They're chosen via protein. Protein is our state-of-the-art hyperparameter sweep algorithm. Getting it to wear armor consistently is hard. I mean, I'm tempted to just run it with a Valk and see if it figures it out. Alright, so like... yeah. What's happening? Reinforcement learning on NetHack. This this is Finn's project at the moment, and I am seeing if I can make any little improvements to it. I mean, I'm just kind of still getting a sense for it. Seeing where it's failing, seeing what the thing is messing up. Can you pray to get stuff uncursed? All right, conditions. Huh. So only specific stuff, specific cursed stuff. Oh no. You have a cursed item Warner wielded. The item is made uncursed. Lookup number. Oh. We probably want the alignment penalties. Oh, and Monk is probably getting a ton of alignment penalties as well because it's just eating corpses. Because it doesn't know any better. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised that Valk ends up being easier. Let's give this a shot. So, I mean, this is... I'm gonna send this to Finn. Because, like, this is a good result. Dex and Wiz. Yeah, but, like, it doesn't scale, man, right? I think you need to, like, go out of your way to find a bunch of high enchant stuff to compensate for not having a body. Where's this thing? You said nethack or netlib.h, maybe? Monk. Where's the character thing? Finn, where's this? Forgetting my stupid grep. I see. Agent. Oh, okay. So, wait, how do we do this? Is it just Val? Val Dwar. Yeah, okay, it's just like this. Cool. Lawful. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, let's see what happens. Oops. Let me just kill this. GPU fell off. Okay, so your starting AC is higher. Okay, so in the original, why why do people report episode return? Like, score. 1K score in a billion steps. Yeah, okay. Original baselines were very weak. Okay, look, it's already reducing. AC has gone down a fair bit. Now it's tied with the Monk's AC already. Look at Soul for score. Where? I mean, this is just weak baselines. This is 1750 score, man. So this is nothing, right? So this is super fancy method and just kind of like gets wrecked. What is Gmaze? Oh, I don't care about this task. Yeah, so you more than double soda their stupid fancy method with something very simple. Like, bleh, right? You're not even using that many steps or anything. So good job, considering that at least one of these, two of these Michaels are two of the best in the field, so good job on steamrolling. All right, I mean, we have Deathmon level. I guess we'll compare once this finishes. And this doesn't look bad to me, though, man. We'll see where AC ends up. Also, I thought we have reward clamping on still. Hmm. We see where on here? Yeah, where? Look, Finn, it's wearing armor. Was it wearing armor before? It's doing wear 2 or 3 times as much already as before. It was doing less than 1 wear per episode before. So there you go. This seems to help. Level 7 already. I mean, for a first run, we got 8.8 last time. 3.5 AC. Hey, I just saw a Nethack exited with status message, Finn. Does that mean anything? Fixed earlier. Gotcha. Didn't kill the run, so When you get eaten by a worm and then teleported. This is the great thing about having super fast sims is just every possible niche thing will happen. I gotta use that story for clients. That's nuts. Oh yeah, we had a bug that we found. It's when you get eaten by a worm and then teleported. You said Valk wasn't going well before, but this looks fine to me, man. Like, this looks pretty good. We're almost matching Monk already. We don't have to worry about the stupid vegetarian annoyance. Any progress on Nethack? You're looking at it. Got here depth 8. Um, Score was very good. No longer optimizing score though, because score is a very bad metric. Actually, it's indicative of how much you're farming. Dwarven Valk Sweep might stomp mines. Yeah, it totally will. Like, I think if you wanted to get a Luckstone, it would be pretty cool if you log the Luckstone thing. I think we'll be able to get it off of that just because you get so many free. You just can run through the mines with no issue. At least the upper mines. You can get very unlucky. Like, I ran into a Vampire Lord in the deeper mines, and I had to come back after Sokoban, after a wish with Grey Dragon Scale Mail in order to kill it. The other annoying thing with Valk is getting a weapon. I don't have an amazing weapon. Like, the spear is okay. I mean, one other fun thing, like, if we just want to try a couple things, Finn, we can see if we get a Luckstone with Valk, and we can see if we ever get Excal with the Knight, you know? It'd have to learn to dip the longsword, though. That's pretty unlikely. You can do it pretty early, but you have to learn to dip the longsword. And then it's still only like a 1 in 6, I think. You have to do it quite a bit. It's actually kind of funny how close these runs are. We got 3.5 AC for reference on Monk last time. So the worst starting AC is very quickly offset by you just finding some armor. What would you recommend as a strategy? Self-play policy for 10 bill steps. I'm only going to play 73. Well, you definitely want to monitor if you're actually improving over time. Typically, straight self-play is not great. You need some sort of historical self-play. And then the tricky thing with it's not the tricky thing is not that it is imperfect information. The tricky thing is that it's a freaking self-play game. Where you have to cover the strategy space. So anything you can get to like train against more diverse opponents is probably helpful. It's actually one of the main things we've been working on in Puffer lately is figuring out a more general approach to that. Because Yeah, it's an annoying setting. Imperfect information is just no big deal though, and as long as you have the standard puffer net with memory will do that, just no problem. Like information, perfect versus imperfect information. Um, it's a an academic or theoretical distinction. In practice, the things that make problems hard are quite different than that. Alright, we're gonna get this result in a second, and it's slightly worse than Monk, but out of the box, like, this looks good to me. I think Monk is kind of just only good very early. I'll have to ask with, I'll have to ask Ryan about that. Puffer could play poker? I mean, sure, go ahead and train one. The difficulty with poker would be the self-play, like, different strategy coverage thing. We're getting the NetHack status exit thing now a lot, Finn. Negative 4,000 some, like, negative 44 something other code. I see a few different exit codes. Yeah, we're getting a lot of different exits here. Okay. Well, this is, I don't think people have done as well, actually, with Valk before. So, let's just send this. Boom. I think for comparison, that's pretty good. We were, what was it, 60% of a level shallower. We ended with basically the exact same Mina AC. We actually were a little bit more efficient with it. We got slightly shorter episodes to get there. And I'm not really worried about the score difference either. I think that's like 100% good. That's just good, you know? Do this. Now, what to do? I wanted to play async. I wanted to try async. I don't know if we're quite ready for that. Let's see what this config looks like. Very high prioritization. Entropy. High replay. I wonder if just this config does worse. I don't really want to wait for this to run for 15 minutes, though. We should have more intelligent things we can figure out in the meantime, right? Yeah, we should definitely have more intelligent things that we can figure out. So, Finn, is the monster encoding, when you see a monster, is it just like a one-hot over all the different monsters? Just M's resetting? Why did I get spammed with it at the end? That was weird. Yeah, so yo, Finn, are we like... I have to figure out this ob structure, I think. This separate masking, like, architecture is a little nutty as well. We'll definitely wanna play with that. Yeah. Each is a factorized embedding. I mean, this is the main thing I kinda wanna figure out right now then, because can it actually tell when it's, like, seeing a hard monster versus an easy monster? Block glyphs, item state. Kind plus subspecies plus residual. Can we easily give it the difficulty? Like, monsters have a difficulty on them. Can we easily give it that? Monster base level. I've tried giving the embedding also a monster. That would work. That not help? Okay. Well, I mean, the easiest thing is just you're a lawful dwarven Valkyrie. Nope. There's no way. Look, Finn. Gold coef is 1, and it's ignoring money. There's no way this thing can see. Like, properly. Right? There's no way you give this thing a massive gold bonus, and it's just not picking up money. Now it picks it up, but it could have picked it up earlier. Looks lost. We're net hacking, Jess. Or the agent is net hacking. Good question, Finn. I will double check, but this should be carrying the state all the way through. We'll see if this gets like similar score though to what's expected or similar depth. It is possible that the policy is just screwed up a little bit. I think this might be screwed up. Or soda's crushed, yep. Like more than 2x crushed. Actually like 3x crushed, right? With a way simpler method as well. Courtesy of the Finturn. I'm gonna be honest, I might have messed it up because this looks weird to me. Oh, hang on. Oh, is that a shop? Yeah, it's a shop. And it died. That died very early. Just see if I screwed anything up on the port. Can run some quick checks. Because I just want to watch. I want to just watch the model and see where it messes up. I don't believe it's getting to depth like 8+ on average and is looking that lost. I'm gonna think about the embeddings as well. It's not that I don't know what to do here, it's just that there's a lot of like it's difficult to try things because there's a bunch of code. It needs to kind of get cleaned up a bit. Oh. Okay, maybe we're using the wrong weights. Hang on. I think we're probably using the wrong weights. I'm sure it's gonna mess up some like stuff that it shouldn't be even touching. We'll have to figure that out. I want to make sure we get this thing set up nicely. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna fix the rendering, man, or I'll have Grok fix the rendering, whichever. We need to actually have this thing show like proper NetHack. Want to see the whole inventory. I want to see like colors on the creatures. This is pretty cool. Hmm. Let's see what we have here. Okay. This is all pretty stupid. But that's no big deal. Now we can actually watch the policy. Let's see if this policy looks stupid still. Kicking doors. Uh, Ben. Look at this shit. It reward hacks gold pickup. Did you see that? It just kicked the gold to split the stack so that it can get rewarded for each stack. That's fucking amazing. Hey, whoever's on YouTube or you Twitch, like, can somebody just clip that, please? Like, clip that and post. That's fucking amazing. Holy. I didn't even know you could do that. That's so cool. Dude, that is so cool. Huh. That's one of the coolest reward hacks I've ever seen. I think as well, it's probably like, we still have the reward clamping, I'm pretty sure. It's just stuck here, isn't it? Okay, there it goes. Now it figured it out. It's just an annoying layout. Yep. Okay, it didn't do it again. It just did it again. Look at that. You see? It kicks it so it can pick up more gold. Look at that. Kick, kick, kick. It's not a one-off. That's amazing. Look at that. Look at all the gold it's making. Kick, kick, kick. It literally just doesn't even care. It probably just wants to go deeper to find more gold to kick. Look at this. Kick, kick, kick. We're on depth level 7. Let's start going a little slower here. What are we hitting the fog cloud for? Okay, we're fine. How are we dealing with this? Okay, we're just gonna go down. We scatter gold. Nethack, how's it going so far? Soda by more than a factor of 2. Entirely thanks to Finn. I'm helping Finn out a little bit now, but I myself, I've made no progress on this so far today, other than just, like, I don't know, some speed improvements. Oh, this is Oracle level. I've mostly made some speed improvements and kind of set things up for more progress than I have made actual progress. Here's your Oracle. Oh, did we just pray? We did. I thought we were dead. We were dead, but we just prayed. Cool. So we're level 4 now. Elbereth, I think. I think we're dead here. Yeah. So we just died to killer bees. Didn't have enough AC. We're kind of too low leveled to be on that floor. What's the SPS? Terminal. I think like 400k or something. Well, this one's slower. This one's like 200 something thousand. But this is sort of a weird config. So I think realistically it tops out around 4 to 500k right now. I think with like quite a bit of optimization work, we can probably get this to 1 million-ish. The annoying thing is that's using all of the cores. So, even on an 8 GPU box, we wouldn't be able to get it much faster, barring like major improvements to the Nethack course, which apparently Finn's already messed with. I mean, that's such a cool reward hack, though. Look at this. It kicks the gold to try to, like, make piles out of it because we give it a big reward for gold. Watch. Let's see. Come on, find some more gold. Do it. What did Finn do? Finn's been working on this for a few weeks now. I mean, he's got, like, he's got nice bindings. He's made improvements to, the whole, like, perf everywhere. And CUDANet. Big changes to observations. I didn't even know paths could spawn like that. That's interesting. So I have this rigged up right now just so if I hold space, it just advances. So the network plays when I just hold space. I think this is better than just letting it autoplay because if anything weird happens, I can just let go of space and look at it. Wait, did we go back to Delve level 2? We did. Wait, we backtracked. Huh. That was cool. Hey, this policy is actually pretty good. I mean, I would say this is like a reasonable result out of Pufferlib, no? Like, we're exploring a bit. Yeah, it went into the mines and then it came back up. Apparently it doesn't like the mines. I don't know what reward combination this is that makes it not like the mines. There's kicking gold. So, got the gold. We're on Delve level 4. Look at that, we're just kicking gold. Farming a reward. How complex is NetHack? The most ludicrously fucking complex game you've ever heard of. It puts almost all modern games to shame. If you try to just play the game like off the bat, you'll essentially just get railed over and over and over until you go watch at least 5 hours of videos or like read several dozen pages of the wiki or both. Okay, it's actually really good at finding hidden passages. Like, it knows when there's supposed to be an entrance there, I think. There, it's reward farming for gold. Red Naga Hatchling and Paper Golem. How are we gonna play this? Elbereth? Yeah, Elbereth. We engrave Elbereth here. Why are we chasing them? Apparently it works. We kill it. Huh. I wouldn't have played it that way, but it worked. Okay, we find... This is Sokoban right here. So we found Sokoban. Are we gonna do Sokoban? No, we're not gonna do Sokoban. There's no way in hell it figures Sokoban out. I messed Sokoban up like 4 times trying to do it. They're not easy Sokoban levels. Okay, so we don't go to Sokoban for some reason. Gold co-op is 1, so it gets clamped. Yeah, exactly, Finn. Exactly. Now you get it. Okay, look at this. Quivering blob. We're gonna kick some gold. We're on level 10. Look at that. It's just kicking all the gold around. Yay, reward. This is an interesting level architecture. Actually, shouldn't it be able to infinitely farm reward just by dropping? I think actually if it learns to drop its gold stack and kick it around, it would have an infinite reward farm with the current thing, but it probably just doesn't know how to do that, or yeah. We are on level 11 now. I didn't even cherry pick. This is the second rollout I've watched of this policy. We're probably dead here though, right? It probably is gonna run first into this. Well, let's get the screenshot now before it inevitably does that. We kill the kobold. And we yeet away. Wait, is the thing smart? We're about to get clapped by a minotaur. Yeah, that's what I expected. And... did we just pray? I think we prayed, but I think we're still dead. Yeah, we just got wrecked. Well, I mean, that's pretty good. Like, that's pretty freaking good. Finn, now is when I would expect that you actually need the difficulty embedding for the mobs, by the way. I don't think that it understood what it was getting itself into there. That is awesome, though. That's a good policy. Damn. I sent I sent Ryan the screenshot, like, "Hey, look what I found." He's like, "Oh, nice. You're like doing well with NetHack." I said, "I lied. This is the agent." Uh, okay. Well, it had AC6. It needs to not. It needs to not have AC6 first and foremost. I didn't. I didn't see whether any armor was dropped, but I mean, I'd be pretty shocked if it was not dropped some armor to put on during that entire thing. So, I'm trying to think what is the best I could do at NetHack without access to all the buttons, like, without access to inventorying stuff. If I were just gonna, like, run around and hit things, I set it to 1 pin, so that's it does learn to equip things, like, we have in the stats, it says that it does occasionally equip things. I think it still has a tough time with the action space. I'm a little bit sketched out by the way that you have the masked spaces working, because you essentially have it at the moment where, like, it picks an option for quaffing, eating, wield it picks an option for everything, but then the only one that gets executed is the actual action. Where's that paper that I sent you? Let's take a look at it. I sent you. Can I DM it to you? I'll just go find it. So let's see. No masking. I think we try this. Nice way to do it. Yeah, I think this is the thing. I was just messaging Ryan here. I think I can leave this to you to implement, right, Finn? Because this is the next thing I would probably mess with. So you already have the pointer net thing, right? So presumably this simplifies stuff a little bit even. Pointer net. Yeah, okay. Well, I think then you have what to do with that. That plus the difficulty thing. Let me just run one last thing. That and then we'll run one more small thing. Quick baseline net. Why was that slow? Wait. Why was that so slow? Oh. Okay, there we go. That's the sub 1 second breakout solve. So it exists. I'll show it again. Sub 1 second. I just wanted to make sure I didn't break anything in the process. Breakout's a nice way to test it because it's super fast. See if async works now. Be nice if it did. Because this would play very well with the replay ratio. 15 minutes. I guess we'll see. I don't think if there's any other good advice I can give. I mean, definitely watch the policy. Let's see about these rewards. Really doesn't get penalized that much for dying. It's tough. You don't want it to yeet all the way down, right? It's supposed to explore a bit in order to get, like, some armor and stuff. So part of that is the reward function, and then part of that is the action space just being hard to use, I'd say. Oh yeah. The Lux, like a couple of the metrics, Finn. Um, I think that if you get, like, the Got Luckstone or whatever, see if we can get the Luckstone once, even. I think that'd be a nice thing. Now, the problem with that is, of course, then you're kind of stuck at the bottom of the mines and you gotta go back up or whatever. It's raw depth. You don't want to sweep against something that sparse unless it has some signal. So you can just have like deeper and deeper thing that you sweep against, I guess. But you don't want something on 0. The problem with the mines and like deep mines is you don't technically need to do them. And I think you have to backtrack a lot if you do. But I think depth is kind of fine. I actually have no idea how you have a config that like prevents them from going to Mine Town. It's kind of crazy. Like it just goes to Sokoban and it just ignores it, or like Mine Town and it ignores it. So there's something with the rewards that's having it do that. It's not a bad thing actually. Not necessarily. If we could get it to go to Mine Town and then backtrack, that would be way better because there are a lot of shops in Mine Town, but you know, obviously it has to learn to use shops and stuff then. Probably quite difficult. It's also very odd to me that like the amount of times it dies by getting smited. Like it doesn't die to starvation, which is a very common cause of death for new players. It basically just gets hmm. Alter use would be cool. Yeah. I mean, you can make it easier, right? Like the alter action would just be like DX like dot space or something. Just drop all your items on the altar. Like drop all the unknown status on that. A turn since last prayer. Prayer for food almost always. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I actually was thinking, right, like, even if it's just equipping random curse stuff, that's kind of dumb if you know how to use an altar, but it's not that bad in the scheme of things because you can pray, right? Oh, actually, hey, is Jess still here? Because this is what we would want for chess as well. This is exactly what we would want for chess. Actually, I'll just at both of you in the. There. Conditional action tree, Jess. This is probably the way to do chess, I would say. And Finn will try this out in NetHack. So I'll put it in the channel. And put it in dev. This experiment unfortunately looks like a failure. This is me running it with async. At the very least, for async, we'd have to resweep, I would think. It is actually interesting if you look at this, though. We are at 400k SPS, and the env is no longer a major problem, right? Getting async working would be quite major. I'll I'll see if I can get a sweep on this. That'd be nice. That's it. Oh, let me delete this. Why does it not like I'm following you, right? I am following you. Why the fuck is this like search so shit? That it doesn't go like it just pulls up random people instead of eh, wait, I was what? All right, now I'm following you. That's bizarro. I'm also gonna move the NetHack policy out of source, I think. To be determined. I might just like move the policies, like the custom policies into Ocean or whatever. Alright, so this is catastrophic failure. So async does not work out of the box. That's fine. Mm, you can do whatever's more comfortable for you, Finn. 5C has some really cool stuff in it, but it's still like a lot to fix. I mean, the cool thing with 5C, this is the entirety of the, like, this is all of Pufferlib now. And if I, if you just get rid of this from the line count, this is only 12k lines. It's really tight. I'm still working on cleaning stuff up, though. All right. Do I want to spin up a vast box for this? I would think so, right? I get myself a vast box for this real quick. Oh, actually, wait. This thing's gonna be kind of a piece of shit to sweep, isn't it? Well, AMD 64 core. What happened to this? This one looks good, right? Let's see if this is good. Sweep ranges, I'll check them. There are auto checks on that as well now. Do pull in latest patch? What do you mean latest? Doesn't the latest NLE patch that just gets applied if I build it fresh, doesn't it? Or what patch? Isn't that an adept that you have? All right, so we're good. I'm gonna try this real quick. Uh, oh no, I'm leaking my public key on stream, guys. Whatever shall we do? This is good, right? This is my favorite part, actually. Look at this. Boop. Goodbye, Python. We don't need you anymore. Isn't that funny? We also don't need this. And that's super funny. Python 3.12 dev? Who would want that garbage? Look how clean that is. Ah. I'm so confused. Key unable to locate package? I'm very confused. They're like a dash V. Why is libNCCL2 not found? Oh, you imbecile. Wait, huh? Why is this? I'm so confused. The space at the end screws it? Really? That's a bizarre one. Extra space screws it? I have no idea. Why is NCCL? Huh? Why does it not, like, I don't understand. Whatever, man. I'm not understanding this. I install packages, and then packages are not installed. That's... Wait, is this dash V? Oh, hang on. Okay, there we go. That was kind of shitty. Nice. Gotta love... Why do we need Python to build Nethack? That would be a thing to fix as well. We should not need fucking Python to build Nethack. Ideally, we'd like to not even have to worry about Python at all. See, this whole pie bind thing can get deleted. Flex executable not found. Awful. There we go. I'll check the sweep ranges after this. We'll just do. I have 8 threads. You can sweep whatever coefs you want. 4E8. 1E9 is good. 0.5E8. Fine. Let's see if we can just pair it. Don't really want to be sweeping literally everything here. So we'll comment the policy. We're fine there. We can sweep the num agents, I think, but we're gonna want to restrict it a little bit, maybe. Let's say 128 up until 4 is everything else is probably okay. I already got rid of the crap ones. And I was gonna sweep async 1, right? Yeah, I was gonna sweep it with async 1 to start. Try this. First, we'll make sure that it trains. Just setting up a sweep, Jess. Perfectly fine. Buffer. This will actually tell me. Default. What is out of range here? Okay. I think probably um it would be a one-off change experimentally for now, Jess, and if it's broadly useful, we'd integrate it broadly. Yeah, I'll say what it's screwed with here. Editor's crap, I can't even type. I see. Okay, hopefully this is enough to sweep. We shall see. That's fine. It's allowed to fail. It's allowed to fail runs like that. It'll probably spam some prints like this. But the important thing... Oh. Hang on. This thing. I'll just... There we are. You see, we have stuff going, and why are GPUs? Why are these GPUs not doing shit? Hello? Can you use my GPU? Being weird, huh? Definitely stacking crap on one GPU. Make sure we're getting good data. This is just a vast box, man. You can rent these for $4 or $5 an hour. Yeah, Jess, everything C. Okay, so then this is just shit for me to fix. Siffin, thank you. It'll be worth relaunching for this as well. Annoying enough. If this works. It should. I have more refactors to do, of course. I think I'm going to end stream after this. Refactor work is very boring. I just want to make sure we got the sweep started, you know. Okay. This is fine. It's allowed to do this. Should see all the GPUs nicely loaded. Well, not nicely loaded. Very shit utilization because Nethack is slow. If we look at the core count. Well, we can see the CPU on max on everything, right? Up. Alright. I'm gonna call it here. End of implementation. Yeah, Finn made some improvements to just the speed, not like logic changes. Nethack's SPS on 32 cores. On my box, we can peak between 4 and 500,000 SPS training with a reasonable config. And I do think that it is relatively feasible for us to get to 1,000,000. It will take quite a bit of optimization, but I think we can get 1,000,000. The big issue, though, is that's using all the cores. And you really, for sweeps, you only can afford to use 8 cores per GPU. So, we will see. Anyways, though, I think that's good for today. I'll probably do a little bit more refactoring or whatnot, but other than that, I am set for now. So, thank you very much for tuning in, folks. Once I've finished all these refactors, there'll probably be some more streams relatively soon. Puffer.ai for all the things. Start the Puffer on GitHub to support. Helps me out a lot. It's absolutely free. And if you'd like to get involved with the project, building environments or on core research or whatnot, it's all open source. Run everything through the Discord, so just drop in there and ask around.